So I am single. And it comes as a surprise to everyone. Like, oh my God, you're single, what? As if it's some type of disease and something wrong with me.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could
respect,
I would. But I legally can't.
Let me just say that the dating scene's horrific right now. And if you're in it, I'm sorry. Because it seems like it's just a constant game of who can care less.
Nobody cares. No one.
Who can show less emotions. It is a hookup culture. No one's connected anymore. We're all connected through social media, but we're not connecting in person. We can communicate about, like, yeah, I want you to lick, but you can't communicate about your feelings. It's so backwards and upside down, and it's frustrating. And I understand not everyone is this way, but a lot of people are. And so it's kind of a put off. It's like, yeah, that's why I'm single. That's why.
Guys, I find it absolutely hilarious that we have so many women nowadays that just can't seem to find a man. They are sick and tired of the hookup culture. They just want a man who's going to be emotionally available to them. And for some reason, they just, are perpetually single. Let me tell you this, guys. This woman right here, she is single. And it is her own fault, okay? I don't care how many times they try and paint themselves as the victim. Things are so difficult for her, and, her family's pressuring her and saying, why are you single? And she just says that, I don't care what kind of excuse that she has, guys. The fact of the matter is that women have dating on easy mode. Okay, and yet we have all of these videos of girls saying, oh, why does he just treat me like an object? Why can't I find a guy who's going to have a relationship with me? When the truth of the matter is, guys, that they are selecting those exact men who treat them that way. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we are going to be kicking it off by breaking down a clip from this woman right here. So as we get into it, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments. And before we jump in, guys, as always, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. We are slowly going to be migrating content over there, guys. It's going to be totally free and available to everyone. There's also exclusive videos if you're interested in becoming a supporter. But, YouTube is really shaky these days, guys. We don't really know what the hell we're allowed to say, and we're not. So make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. You don't have to become a supporter. It's totally free to join. The link is in the description. But guys, let's jump right into this clip. And again, remember to leave your comments. Let's see what she has to say.
So I am single. And it comes as a surprise to everyone. Like, oh my God, you're single, what? As if it's some type of disease and something wrong with me.
Yeah, there is. You see, guys, we did an episode a little while ago, and quite a while ago now at this point, and you know what they call girls over, I think it's the age of 27, someone correct me if I'm wrong, in China. Do you know what they call girls who are single and over the age of 27? Leftover women. They get called that. And the reason for that, guys, is because there is a stigma around being single for women, and there is a reason why that stigma exists. And the reason why it exists is because you have had opportunities available to you since the age of 18. If you are single, it is by your own choice. Okay, now you can set your standards as high as you like, and you can want the guy who earns 6 figures and who you're never going to lock down. But the problem is you're never going to get that guy. Right? Girls who are single, like this gentleman, they are single of their own choice. It's nobody else's. That's why it's a stigma, because you're out here, you're engaging and perpetuating hookup culture, which of course is terrible for families, it's terrible for marriage, and, about a billion other things. But let's continue.
Let me just say that the dating scene's horrific right now. And if you're in it, I'm sorry. Because it seems...
Can you guys imagine, right? So this girl, a lot of you would say she's not terrible looking, and this girl is making the point to us that dating is horrific for her. It absolutely amazes me just how little these women understand the perspective of men, right? Because dating is so difficult for you. What do you call If these girls were to become men, right, born again, and they were men instead, what would they call it then? If it's so hellish for you now, try dating as a dude. Okay, but they'll never see that. They only see it from their perspective, guys. I'm telling you, when these girls talk about dating, even when they talk about dating as a man, they only see it through their point of view. She has no idea what she's talking. This is like the equivalent, guys, of like you're playing a video game with like just easiest of easiest modes on, and then you complain that it's difficult. No, you suck at the video game, right? And I don't say that to be an a-hole. It's like, you suck at the video game, you know, which is totally fine, but don't call it hard, don't call it difficult, because it absolutely isn't. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, because it seems like it's just a constant game of who can care less, who can show less emotions.
Yeah, and you know, for girls who say that they're attracted to men who will just be open and honest and communicate with them, don't you guys find it weird that the women then turn around and complain that men are not emotionally available? So let me get this straight, okay? You want a guy who's going to communicate with you, be open and honest, and share where he's feeling about you, you know, how he's feeling about you, so you know where you stand. But while you're saying this, you go out there and your dating history is exclusively guys who are emotionally unavailable to you. What does this tell us, guys? This tells us something very clear. It tells us that you're lying to our face and we can't believe what you say. And I wish that I could put it another way, guys, but unfortunately, this is just true in too many circumstances. It's like, if you're going to lie like this, don't be surprised when men don't listen anymore. Like, why are men, you know, expected to continue to listen and sit down and have these conversations with you when you can't even be honest? We did a video yesterday, guys, and I tell you what, there was a moment in there where the girl's like, oh, you know, I didn't love myself the way that I wanted to be loved. And I saw many of you guys comment like, what the hell is this girl even talking about? You know, like it's so clueless, man.
It is a hookup culture. No one's connected anymore. We're all connected through social media, but we're not connecting in person.
This is incredibly insane to me that this comes from an individual who, so I've seen this woman's social media, guys, right? And so what we're complaining about here is that you're not connecting with anybody. And I've seen this girl's social media. The amount of time that this woman spends on social media, like, could be spent to actually connect. So we're complaining about being disconnected from people because of social media, and yet this woman spends an astronomical amount of time on said social media. It's like, guys, I'm getting, you guys can't see it because my character only has like 2 animations, right? But it gives me a headache and I'm just sitting here rubbing my head, right? It's ridiculous.
We can communicate about like, yeah, I want you to lick, but you can't communicate about your feelings.
Yeah, because why would he? Like, why would a guy sit down and have guys, I swear to you, okay? Many of you guys already know this. You've been around the block a couple of times, okay? But try sitting. There is no faster way to run a girl away, if you're a dude who's choosing to date, than to sit down and have a conversation with her about your feelings. Right? Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. You let me know, okay? You know, is that not one of the most fastest, if not the most fastest way to run away women, is to just sit down and try and, you know, tell her about your feelings and, you know, your insecurities and your like, this is the kind of advice, guys, that I swear should just be illegal. Like, it really should just be, you know, it should just be illegal. When girls start saying crap like this, it's like, no, you know, get out the jail keys, boys. It's ridiculous, you know. Listening to this crap, like actually listening to it and going along with it, is what sets so many men down the wrong path. Because men will take this advice, right? They'll take what this girl's saying, go, oh, I don't want to be like the rest of those guys, so I'm going to step up and be better. And then, of course, those men just get absolutely run through the ringer, whether that be through divorce or like any number of other awful issues that come with going in a relationship when you have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on.
It's so backwards and upside down, and it's frustrating. And I understand not everyone is this way, but a lot of people are. And so it's kind of a put off. It's like, yeah, that's why I'm single.
It's actually not the majority of people. It's the majority of people that you choose to date, for sure. Like, I'd believe that. But it's not the majority of men at all. I've said this many times before, guys, but dudes are not good at manipulation. Like, we're really not. I consider women to be you know, by and large, socially smarter than dudes. Like we miss a lot of stuff, guys. You know, we make a lot of social mistakes. Girls are a lot more intelligent socially, in my opinion. Now we're gonna get people in the comments that say, Taylor, that's stupid, but I really like these girls. A lot of them, manipulation is just like complete second nature to them, right? If you sit down and you try and explain to a dude how manipulation works, a lot of them are just gonna sit there and be like, okay, why? Like, what? You know? Like the idea that this girl thinks that the majority of men are like trying to hide their emotions from her and this kind of crap, it's ridiculous. Most men will sit down and try and work things out with you, try and have a relationship, try and make, you know, all of this stuff happen. But you're choosing the guys who will swerve you and not talk to you, and then you want to say that it's all men. It's absolutely not.
That's why.
Okay, and guys, we have a few more clips here that we're going to be responding to. So again, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments. I haven't seen these ones before, so we'll be jumping in blind together. Let's take a listen. And you guys can't see this, but at the bottom it says, after downloading Hinge and only getting likes from ugly guys, I had to issue a public service announcement. So whenever girls say things are going to be a public service announcement, you know it's going to be good.
Downloading Hinge and only getting likes from ugly guys, I had to issue a public service announcement.
Public service announcement. Please look in the mirror before you send me a like. A lot of you guys are ugly. Look at the pictures I'm posting of myself. I'm beautiful.
Anytime you can be the most beautiful person in the world, okay? You can be the most attractive person in the world. The moment that you sit down and you say that you are the most beautiful or you're super attractive is the moment that you become unattractive. It's like a lot of these girls, they'll get to 30, they'll get to 40, and then all of a sudden, their looks won't, you know, you can make an argument about this woman's looks, okay? But, you know, these girls, they think that their looks are going to carry them through everything. And that they find out the hard way that a lot of dudes will just be like, no, I'm not interested. And this is why a lot of these girls, like, they complain about being used, you know, objectified, whatever the case may be. But the fact of the matter is that dudes don't have any other option. What are they going to like turn you into a wife or a girlfriend? Like when you have a behavior and an entitled attitude like this, why on earth should a man make you his wife? Why on earth should a man take you seriously? It makes no sense.
Please, let's save us both some time.
I don't care what anybody says. I hate stupid relationships. I hate them. When I tell you I can find nobody, it's because not only do I not look, but it's because if I do look, it's people who only want me for not me.
What did I just say, guys? Like, literally, what did I say in the last sentence? Okay? You get girls who, they sit down and they complain because men only use them for one thing. But then, you know, you take a look at their personality and you say to yourself, okay, if I'm a man, right, and I'm looking for a girlfriend or a wife, and let's just say I'm a working man, you know, I'm out there working, I come home from the day, why would I then want to choose a girl who's going to be a headache for me? Okay, like, why am I going to put myself through that? Why am I going to voluntarily, and not only are you like taking on a girl who might be a headache for you and crap like that, a lot of the guys who have been out there working, maybe you've been growing your businesses and stuff like that, even if you don't marry the girl these days, guys, you know, there's something called common law marriage. Okay, so you can have half your assets, if not more, tied up in a girl, and you don't even have to marry her. So men are expected to, you know, to take on this risk and to get in these relationships with you and, you know, have serious connections with you. But the fact of the matter is that men are risking a hell of a lot to do that.
Like, I am ready to be wifey. I'm ready to be mommy. I'm ready to be soulmates. I'm not ready to sit here and get back shots in the back seat, then go home and not see you for another 8 months.
Okay, if you're not ready for that, then why has it clearly happened, right? If this is not something that you're there for, then why has it happened? Okay, I swear to you, man, girls will like, they'll claim that they have no idea, oh, you know, it just happened and I've got no idea what the hell's going on and dudes won't commit to me. It's like, secure the commitment up front, but they never want to do that. Girls will start pushing for commitment up front when they realize that they're running out of time. If you guys noticed, like in yesterday's video, right, there was a girl who's like, you know, trying to rush everything, right? like previously, they go and they have the fun, right? But then once they realize that their time is running out, and some girls realize like way earlier, some girls realize way later that they're going to be running out of time. You know, that's when this stuff becomes important for them. Why can't I get commitment? They start to realize that they need something from men, right? It's never just the, you know, the bedroom fun or you two having a nice time together, shall we say. You know, got to keep it safe for YouTube, right? They always want something more out of it. And they always manage to try and make themselves appear as though they're the victim. You didn't have to go with that guy. You didn't have to get strung along for 8 months, but you chose to. You have other options. You have plenty of other options, but you chose that one man. Excuse me, multiple, probably.
I'm not the bitch. I don't want to be the bitch you just text once it's dark outside. Seriously. Like, I don't think people realize how, like, detrimental hookup culture is. No hate on it. If that's what you like to do, then go have fucking fun. But for me, honestly, I mean, it's just been distracting.
That's an interesting choice of words. It's been distracting. What? Distracting from you from getting married to a guy? Distracting you from having a family with a guy? Yeah, for sure. I can see how that's been distracting. You probably wasted a hell of a lot of time going out there and just getting strung along for 8 months periods by different dudes. Like, I could see that. But, you know, why am I supposed to sympathize? Why am I supposed to empathize? Right? Guys, I think that men in general, like, we are way too willing to empathize with people who have no business having our empathy. Right, I see guys, man, just out in society, you know, different people I come across, and I see a lot of dudes who are like feeling sorry for these girls because, make no mistake, these stories are everywhere, okay? And you get all these guys out here feeling sorry for these women, you know, trying to quote unquote save them, like, oh, I'll take care of you. Dude, let her pay her own bills. Let her screw around and be unable to secure a guy. Okay, what do you want to be? Do you want to be like situationship that turns into a boyfriend number 47? Right? Like, these girls have had, you know, so many consecutive partners, quote unquote partners, not really, but then she's going to quote unquote settle for you, and like you're just happy to take that. Like, where is men's self-respect? You know, not to put men on blast here too much, but like, where are the men's self-respect? We get all these girls out here being sold this crap like, I'm strong and independent, you know, like all this kind of crap, that men will look at this and they just refuse to walk away. They're like, I'll save you. Guys, come on now.
It's just a distraction, and I'm not wasting my time no more. I'm gonna have a good life for myself, and if that means waiting another 5+ years to find someone who actually gives a shit and is ready to sit there and have a serious relationship, then that's what it's gonna be, I guess.
Yeah, and you might be waiting a long time, because the more of these videos that come out, by the way, guys, like, whenever I see in these videos now, like, these girls will be like crying on camera or whatever, like, you guys know, you look at my character right now, you see how he's smiling when I don't say anything? Like, that's my face when I'm watching these girls cry. It's like, I no longer care. You know what I mean? And to be honest, guys, I don't think you should either. I think men get just absolutely ran through the ringer believing in this stuff, really.
If I meet another guy who tells me, it's me, it's not you, I'm not ready for a relationship, I'm going to lay in traffic. Like, I'm absolutely going to lay in traffic.
Okay, yeah.
Taking my time in men who are not ready for a relationship. Like, what are you waiting for? You're 30!
You know, maybe I'm waiting for the butterflies or something, bro. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm just waiting for the wind to change direction or some crap like that. Like, maybe hey, it's my body, my choice. All right, let me just make up my mind at my. These girls, they get so mad, right? They get so frustrated. Like, what are you waiting for? Why can't you just make me into your girlfriend? Don't really feel like it. Right, and that's an issue to these girls. Like, they'll ghost dudes, they'll treat men like crap. You know, they'll leave dudes on red, they'll lead them on for many years, months, whatever. Okay, but the moment that it happens to them, then we get TikToks of women in cars crying about how they can't lock down commitment. To that I say, guys, maybe we should start saying all this bullcrap, like, oh, you know, madam, I would be in a relationship with you, but like, our star signs don't match or something. Like, just copy their language, guys. Like, you have my permission as an animated vampire man on the internet. Just copy what they say, all the crap that makes no sense, and then just be like, yeah, look, you know, I'm a Pisces, mate, so we can't really be together, and just see how that flies, honestly.
Bro!
There is a small subset of men on TikTok who hate on me regularly for being a single parent. And to those men, I have to say, your tiny egos cannot handle the fact that single moms don't need you. Let me give you a really quick rundown of my last 29 hours.
Oh, wow. Does anyone sit down and they're like, man, I can't wait to get on TikTok today, right? And listen to a single mother explain her last 29 hours as if I asked? Like, I never asked. Like, what person sits down and goes, you know what, this is going to be some fantastic content that I'm going to give to my audience today. I'm going to tell them what I did in the last 29 hours of my life as a single mother and how I don't need men. I don't know.
I attempted to pick my children up from their visitation with their dad in another state and drive them back to Portland where we live. We got stopped about 2.5 hours in because the freeway was closed due to a 110-car pileup in the mountain pass. So we got a hotel. I got the dinner, got everything settled. We watched Harry Potter, had a great night. Just the three of us got up in the morning, drove over a mountain pass in 8-degree weather by myself with 2 small children, and drove all the way to Portland. And then I rolled into work, set them with a babysitter for the next 3 hours, and I've been working to support them. At the end of the day, I will go home and I'll make them dinner. I'll make myself dinner, and I will work out, put them to bed, put me to bed.
You know, all of this crap, by the way, which, by the way, I still haven't asked, so I still don't care. All of this stuff could be avoided if you selected a man who either A, you weren't going to kick out of the family unit, or B, who was going to remain in said family unit. Right? Oftentimes these women, they'll kick men out of family units and then they'll complain because they have to do... Wait, didn't this woman at the beginning of the video say that she didn't need a man, didn't need, you know, any help, but now she's complaining about all the things that she had to do? It's like, which is it, right? But all of it, nevertheless, okay, that logical inconsistency out of the way, all of this could have been solved if she just chose a man correctly from the beginning, right? Whether that be you choose a man who you're not going to kick out of the family unit, or you choose a man who is not going to leave the family unit. Like I said, a lot of these girls, they will kick dudes out of the family unit and then complain about the consequences, right? Or get the government to pay her money, you know, substitute the man with the government, basically. Or they'll choose dudes who have no interest in committing and staying around with them, right? So both of these things, mind you, the responsibility kind of rests on you. Now, does that mean that any dude who leaves the family unit is a good guy? No, obviously. If a dude leaves his kids, that's not a great thing to do, okay? But the majority of these situations is women kicking dudes out of family units and then complaining about it.
I don't need you. If you're in my life, it's because I want you in there and you make my life generally better. But as a need, I don't need you. I need goldfish shell.
I mean, that was a lot of complaining for someone who doesn't need anything, but yeah. Moving on, guys. We have here a bit of a story that I wanted to pull up for you guys on today's episode, and then we are going to be jumping into a magazine article on why so many young Americans are sick and tired of dating. But guys, I wanted to pull this one up for you first, and fair warning, this is ridiculous, okay? So I've got a bit of a story here, and before we jump in, this is the story of a woman who she's going to her best friend instead of her husband to have a child with because she's quote unquote concerned about genetic issues. So let's just take a listen. She says, "I will make my story short. I love my husband. I love him so much," she says. "He is kind, he is lovely, he is funny, and we are like the perfect team. We agree on most of the decisions." I don't know how many red flags you could fit in the first sentence, but go off. "We have been married for 2 years now, and only recently we have been ready to finally get a child." Why does she say it like she's shopping, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna get a child, right? "And he has been so excited and over the moon because of it. I'm pretty sure he will be an amazing parent, and so am I. But here is the problem. His family tree is full of diseases, between Crohn's disease, C-word, diabetes, heart diseases, etc. He himself has heart disease, and I don't want my child to have that problem. The child is at risk of being unhealthy and getting any of these diseases. It's just too much," she says. Now, let me pull this up a bit so you can read the bottom. "I have talked with my best friend if he can be the donor for me, and he agreed. This deal happened a few months ago. I then finally had the courage to tell my husband about this, and he just didn't take it well at all. So you're telling me this woman, behind her, without any like notification or saying it to the husband at all, she went to her best friend to be a donor for her, and then afterwards tells her husband that this dude is going to have a kid with her. You see what I'm saying? Right? She's like, oh yeah, honey, by the way, I love you so much, but I'm going to have a child to another man. Yeah, so, you know, you're just going to have to agree with it. Absolutely nuts. Let's continue. He kept yelling at me and telling me that I'm a huge unfaithful a-hole for doing this to him and that I don't deserve his love and other stuff. He then started crying and I just don't know what to do. Guys, never cry in front of women. I understand that he's upset because it wouldn't be exactly his biological child, but why would he be so selfish to risk our child's life? Yeah, can't you see I'm just having a child with another man? Can you stop being so selfish? So what that it's not even technically your kid? You should just man up and step up, right? Wowee. I understand that he's upset because it's not his biological child, but why would he be so selfish to risk our child's life? Wouldn't we want our child to be healthy, good looking, and smart? So she's basically just insulting, she's basically saying that her husband is not good looking and that he's stupid. They wouldn't be his biological child, but bonds and parental love shouldn't be limited by blood. What? Then it's not parental. Yes, it should. What? What are you saying? Bonds and parental love shouldn't be limited by blood. To be a parent is to be blood related. What are you... Breathe in, Taylor. Breathe in. And they would be his real child as long as he loves them. Isn't that enough? Am I the a-hole? Info. No, I still didn't receive the donation yet. The deal is made, but we still didn't apply it. I wanted to inform my husband about it before it happens. Yeah, so don't even bother getting his permission. Just inform him that you're having a child to another man. And I'm sure you know, going back to the top of this, okay, before we get into the article that I was going to show you guys, look at this. Keep in mind, she starts off this story by saying that she loves her husband so much, and then she goes on to list his good attributes, and yet she's going to do this, right? Like, I'm telling you guys, the good attributes, the love, it really means very, very little. But guys, let's jump into today's magazine article, and then we will wrap up today's episode. And this is a bit of an interesting one, guys. A lot of you guys have been sending me in articles. If you have articles to send in, guys, send them to mrfiend11@gmail.com. That'll be in the description somewhere, guys. But, you know, if you have articles and stuff like that, feel free to send them through. I hate looking through these garbage websites, guys. So if you've got things that, you know, you think would be good to cover, feel free to send them in. But let's take a look at this article, okay? And this is titled, Young Americans Are So Miserable Dating, They're Taking Themselves Off the Market. Why? Question mark. And this was written in 2022, and it's a 6-minute read, guys, because apparently these individuals who write these articles, you know, they're just so time conscientious. I don't know, right? But this is written by Isabel Brown. So let's take a read. And to be honest, I'm probably going to agree with Isabel here, so I probably shouldn't roast her too much, but let's take a listen. I'm just going to make my character a little bit smaller so we can see what the hell is going on here. All right, here we go. It's rare these days for us to find common ground, but as the world of relationships dramatically changes in our country, we're all in agreement. Dating seriously sucks right now. The 2020s have catapulted America into a new era of humanity as we've navigated a largely digital world in the midst of C-word 19 lockdowns, an evolution into virtual reality and the metaverse, and the growth of non-traditional trends in dating and marriage. In our increasingly divided culture, we're losing the ability to connect in a meaningful and profound way, changing the trajectory of society. We're fundamentally changing the nature of relationships day by day in the name of progress, but it turns out Americans don't feel like we're progressing at all. Yeah, it's almost like, right? If you ask all of these individuals, you know, you ask men or women, people really don't like dating. It doesn't matter what gender you are. The girls hate dating, the guys hate dating, but don't worry, guys, you know, all this strong and empowerment stuff, I'm sure it's going absolutely fantastically, given that everyone says that they hate it, but, you know, what do we know? A research poll released in late 2020 found that nearly half of Americans say that dating has gotten harder in the last 10 years, especially thanks to the rise of the hashtag #MeToo era and online dating. Even worse, nearly 70% of us say that our dating lives are not going well, and 75% of us think it's becoming somewhat or very difficult to find someone to date in the first place. Yikes. Dating and relationships can be a source of heartbreak, but they're also a sort of unparalleled joy. Strong relationships and marriages have the capacity to transform society, so it's imperative that we restore them to importance in America. You know, guys, that would be fantastic, and you know, that's a sentiment that I'm sure many of other places in the world, would echo. I think that's a good idea, but the problem is, it's not going to go back to what it was. It really isn't. We have guys, there has never been a point in history before when everybody has so much access to everybody else. And what that really means is that women have so much privilege in dating. I don't care how many times they say that they don't, and they say that it's difficult and really hard for them, guys. The fact of the matter is that girls have a huge upper hand in dating that has only been exacerbated by things such as social media. There is no turning back the clocks on this, guys. This is not something where we can just, deactivate Tinder, because guess what? There's going to be a new Tinder. If you guys didn't know this, okay? Instagram is the largest dating app in the world, right? Instagram has essentially become your business card for dating these days. Like, let that sink in, guys. If you're a man who's choosing to date and you don't have an Instagram, like, you might as well just be like, driving with parachutes on the back of your car. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, but that's what this is nowadays. We're not going back. We're really not probably going to go back to much semblance of, traditional relationships and stuff like that. You know what? These girls, they want their empowerment, guys. They want to go out and have their fun. A lot of them are going to go out there and have their fun and wind up alone. So why are we so miserable? You would think that we live in the most connected time in all of human history. Never before have we had the capacity to communicate with our significant other or potential dating partners 24/7, 365 days a year through advanced technology. It seems, however, that the more connected we appear to be as a society, the more isolated we have become. With school, work, and dating happening primarily online throughout the past 2 years, Gen Z and millennials have been dramatically affected in particular. Depression has skyrocketed from 8.5% before the pandemic to nearly 28% in late March and early April 2020, according to a survey of roughly 1,400 American adults published in the Journal of German Network Open, as cited in blah, 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 blah. Jeez, man. We swapped marriage with hookup culture, dinner dates with FaceTime, and commitment with the casual. And you know what, guys? We have these strong and independent ladies to thank for that. Guys, we are going to be calling today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments below, guys. And as always, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link is in the description. If you're interested in becoming a supporter over there as well, guys, you also get exclusive content. Everything is linked in the description. Totally free if you're not interested in becoming a supporter. But other than that, guys, we are going to be leaving it there. Make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I will be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together these videos for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the video description below, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, at the very bottom of the video descriptions, there is a link for those of you who are interested in becoming an editor. I'm not sure how long I'm going to leave these applications open for, but if you're interested in working with me behind the scenes, there will be a link at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, guys, as always, don't forget to come and join us over on Locals. You guys might have noticed that a lot of YouTube content creators are kind of branching off to different platforms, and that's because we really don't know what we're allowed to say or do, and a lot of us don't really know how long we will be around for. So guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. It's totally free to join. There's a support option if you're interested. There's also exclusive content and stuff like that over there, but it's totally free if you're just wanting to go and join, guys. The link is in the description, so make sure that you come and join us. But as always, guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.